What's that about? You're smiling.
I'm just thinking.
I know that story about me falling overboard.
Listen, it wasn't funny. You could have gotten hurt.
You're dying to laugh.
No, it's just... You laughed at my story about leading the main procession in the wrong direction.
I did not. I felt for you. Poor little thing with that string of kids throwing their rose petals all over the choir loft. Then up Columbus Avenue.
Listen, we ended up in the sacristy, all right? A simple matter of going straight up instead of turning right at the end of the side aisle. And in the excitement of the moment, I just... How could I be so stupid? It's no wonder that they never let me crown the Blessed Mother. I mean, I would have wandered around for hours and ended up in my own house, crowning my own mother.
You must have been a great little girl. You and the excitement of the moment, I love that. Oh. It feels so good.
No. Nevertheless. Actually, you know, you and I probably weren't that different as little kids. I probably would have tried a balancing act on this rail, too.
You probably wouldn't have fallen off. I figure that's about 10 times we wanted to touch today. I've gone by your rules since this morning. Sun, decent conversation. That's what we've had, right?
Right. But it's worked. At least I've enjoyed myself.
So have I. I found you terrific company.
Thank you. Same to you.
Good. I like that.
So, I think maybe I'll let you explain the stars to me tonight. There's the Big Dipper. Where's that one that is in the shape of a bear?
No, you tell me.
Joe, remember, you brought me out here on this boat under false pretenses. Now I'm making the best of that. And I must confess to liking it. But we agree that there's no seduction, no...
No more lies. Look, are you attracted to me or am I crazy?
You're not crazy.
It's there for you, too.
Yeah?
Seduction, that means I would lure you. Suppose it didn't happen that way. What if we both did what we both wanted to do? Your rules wouldn't be broken then, would they? Okay, there's only one way I can interpret that. You've got another guy.
Well, I think she's down for the night.
Nothing much.
Come on. I know something's on your mind. Tell me.
Reading a murder mystery and thinking about your father. You figure out what was on my mind.
You weren't by any chance at the tailor's with them?
What tailor?
Ray's, Frank's. The ones who's fitting the morning suits for the wedding?
Oh, that's right. I was supposed to make an appointment.
You were not at the tailor's. Doll had a wonderful time. They made a big fuss over him.
Gee, I'm sorry I missed that. I haven't been around Johnny in a big fuss in, 24 hours.
Last night, you and Daw about Siobhan.
Yeah.
Now, don't try and cover it up. I'm hot in the trail, right?
Mary, I have no idea what you're talking about.
I'm trying to figure out what's on your mind. Siobhan, the boat, Joe...
Siobhan is fine. The boat is perfectly safe. Joe has not abducted her. Besides, she's a grown woman, perfectly capable of taking care of herself. When you come right down to it, there's nothing wrong with a couple of days in the ocean. Even when they weren't planned.
I know.
Yeah, well, that's all by way of explaining that your sister's whereabouts is no problem for me.
I didn't say it was. She's just a step.
Hmm?
I'm working my way back by association. Back to what's on your mind.
Oh.
Da making a big fuss. The phone call from Siobhan, Joe Novak. And maybe, ultimately, your story on Joe Novak. Could that be what you're stewing about?
I don't know.
The question of where to submit it.
Well, there is something about giving it to Ed when he hasn't even kept in touch since he fired me.
I agree. And I've had a thought. What about Ray? Go with Ed's competition. Ray would buy it and feature without any connection with the family. It's the kind of piece that sells newspapers. She'd snap it up in a minute.
You are brilliant.
Yeah?
Yeah. And beautiful. And my most favorite person in the whole world. Thank you.
Thank you. So, what else?
Besides brilliant and beautiful, how about amazing, exciting, good with animals, little kids?
Not me, funny man. I mean, what else is on your mind?
Nothing I can get hold of, really.
I have been away too much. But we'll fix that. Pretty soon you'll be babbling all your troubles to me again, just like you did before Channel 1.
I beg your pardon. I never dumped my troubles on you.
No. But you shared them.
Don't put it in the past tense. I still share things with you in a way I can't with anybody else. Mary, do you know how much I love you? It's important to be together like this. We have to make time for it.
We will.
It's all I need. You and Ryan, and everything else just falls into place.
There is no other guy. No one I'm seeing seriously.
You said something about 5 or 6 men one time?
Well, you told me you had a fiancé who died once, too. We've both said a lot of things.
For the record, I'm not seeing anybody either.
Well, good. I mean, that's interesting.
You meant good. Sean, what's your problem?
So there I am, Tom. See, decked out in this cravat and this cutaway, and there's this tailor, see, getting the fit of the shoulders, and his assistant getting the fit of the trousers, and we're surrounded by these 3 huge mirrors, so I see myself coming and going and sideways. So I say, oh, please, gentlemen, what's the fuss? What are you carrying on for? I'm only the father of the groom. And they say, oh, only, oh, Mr. Ryan, you'll be one of the finest figures there. Besides, it's a pleasure to fit a man like you. All clothes hang so great on you. They say, well, it was pure flattery, of course, but I figured I'd play along with him and let him fuss.
Well, I should hope so.
Actually, I do cut a rather fine figure, don't you say?
You know, it wasn't all flattery, John.
Well,
I'm looking forward to seeing you in St. Patrick's. You're feeling a lot better about Frank and Ray, aren't you?
Well, I like Ray, and, well, the marriage is inevitable now, you know. Fact is, she's not the woman I'd pick for Frank, but, well, what's the point of objecting? I mean, if they want the marriage to work, it'll work.
Hi. Oh, where's Maeve? In the kitchen. See, this time I asked before I went looking.
She's out, Dee.
For how long?
Well, I don't know, for the evening. I didn't give her a curfew.
Well, if she's at church, maybe I can go find her.
No, you can't. If there's something you want to tell her, tell me, and I'll pass it along.
Hi, Tom. I thought you were at the house.
Hi, Delia. I thought you were cooking chicken.
Oh, I was. I mean, I am. It's, roasting or, baking or whatever chicken does in the oven. I had this marvelous recipe of Beryl Feldman's. She had us to dinner last night.
Yeah, so I understand.
You know? Did Pat tell you?
Yeah.
Well, what did he say about it?
Nothing, except that you were all there.
Yeah, well, well, when we have a chance, I'd like to tell you some things about it that will cheer you up about, you know.
No, I don't know.
Excuse me, Delia. I'll take myself out of earshot.
Oh, you can if you want to. You don't have to or anything.
I know, but I need to, for my sake. If you'll excuse me, John.
All right, Dee, come on, get it out before you burst and before you offend any other friends of mine. Huh?
Tom, he's not offended. He's just slow to take a hit. Listen, I have some news about Nancy Feldman. There's a new man in her life, and his name's Adam Cohen, and he works
Yeah,
at
he's a resident in neurology, and I know about your little plan. Maeve told me.
That was confidential. Did she tell you how it was all my idea and how I'm going to work everything so everything turns out right?
She said you were meddling again, yeah.
I resent that. Listen, it so happens that I've sent Nancy and Adam to the ballet tonight, together. Pat's on duty, and I've personally arranged this first date, and I'm pretty proud of myself. Anyway, that's what I came to tell Maeve. I should think that you would be proud, too.
Hey, Nancy's interested in this guy.
She is fascinated. You know, I match them up better than any computer dating service. But don't think it's easy moving them along. It takes work, because she doesn't want a two-time Pat, and he doesn't want to cut in on Pat, so I have to do all kinds of fancy footwork.
Yeah, well, at the risk of encouraging you, Dee, how'd you get him to ballet?
Well, that took quite a bit of creativity. You don't want to know the details. But I told Adam that this was Nancy's first time at the ballet since the accident, and she found out she could never dance again. He's there in case she needs a friend.
Well, is it her first time?
Well, how do I know? They won't talk about that. Anyway, the important thing is that they're together.
You'll enjoy Swan Lake. I see it once a year without fail.
Yes, it's one of my favorites, too.
But my husband doesn't love the dance, so I've left him home. Have you done the same thing?
Oh, no, I'm not married.
Oh, but here's your young man. How lovely.
Hi. I hope you don't mind.
Of course not.
I know you didn't plan on this, but I thought the ticket was going to waste it.
I would have told you to use the ticket, but I didn't think.
Have you been to many performances since the accident?
No, it's my first.
Should be fine after the curtain goes up.
Sure will be.
Get ready to take a holiday, a new original reality series, all new tonight at 10 on SoapNet.